Welcome guys, John's Football Channel. Hope you all are doing well. This is my preview to Portugal versus Nigeria. Let's get into this preview. So obviously Portugal and Nigeria, this is going to be the last warm-up game before heading into the World Cup. And actually knowing that the game started to get serious now. They obviously know not much messing around. They actually need to get results and actually get wins after this game. And results actually really matter. And they know that they have to find a way in terms of the big teams that they might be versing in the tournament, how to either win or how to draw the difficult results, especially in the group stages. And in order to get that vital point, there could be the factor in terms of where they fit and who they verse going into the last stages of the tournament. So let's take a look. Obviously, they're playing in Portugal for this game. Capacity 24,000 roughly. Not a very, very big stadium at that. Let's take a look at the players for Nigeria going into this game. So possibly they will go with Okoye as the goalkeeper, Byrens as the right back, Ugo and Fernandez as the centre backs, Oyachi as the left back, and then in midfield they were in Simons, Nadi, Okea and Didi as the midfield, and ahead of them they were in Murphy and Adams as the two strikers. So obviously it's a very, very a good formation to use, especially knowing that they're not the best teams out there to go with these more tricky and difficult formations to play. This formation is more standard, more very, very simple and easily to understand. Obviously, they're going to try to maintain their positioning, maintain their lines, and make sure that Portugal, whoever comes against them, are very, very difficult to break them down. While as also being able to find ways and actually hurt the opposition on the counter attack with the likes of the two strikers and the midfielder. So obviously the midfielders, one in an attacking sense, one would sit, one would push up and help and become a cam, and it will probably turn into a 4-4-1, 4-1 or 4-2-4, and that's how they'll shape up in terms of attack. And then in defense, it could either mean Murphy or Adams will drop into the midfield and become an extra body in there to protect the lines and actually protect the team from the attacking positions. And then if we look at Portugal, obviously chances are we could see Sa. We don't think that Sa would actually start in the very vital games, although he should, like I mentioned a couple of videos ago, where he is a very, very good goalkeeper, although he has played for Wolves, yes, but I think he's been around and I think he has experience in order to make difficult decisions when it comes at that, and as well as he's played at the highest level. He knows more or less what to expect. Games like this should be not the easiest, but not very difficult, because you have been there and you have seen that magnitude of games before. And games like this doesn't actually pressurize goalkeepers and certain players that have been been in that position and actually worn the t-shirt. And then we might see Gonzalo as a left back, Veda and Diaz as the midfield, as the centre backs, and then Sameda as the right back, and then Bernardo Silva and Sumi as the midfield, and then Gonzalo, Fernandes, and then Rafa Leao as the midfield, and then Ronaldo ahead of them. There's been a lot of debates and a lot of thinking in terms of a lot of people not backing Ronaldo in for this tournament, thinking that he would actually hinder Portugal. But to an extent, I would say in a way it's full circle. I mean, not too long ago, Ronaldo was one of the guys to actually carry the team and actually be the main guy to actually get them to quarterfinals, get them to the semis, and all of these accolades. Now it's their turn to actually help him get there, because yes, it's selfish in a way, but I mean, he did it for them. Now at least let them somehow return the favor and help him get there. it would be a sad thing for him, even for Messi as well, not to get as high as they can get, knowing that this could be possibly their last shot at playing for their countries. I just have a small part of me feels like Ronaldo and Messi will just mess with us and actually somehow, some way, get into the next World Cup, even if it's just from the bench. I feel like that's what they would do. They would make sure that they prove the world wrong about them. I mean, who are we to tell them that this is their last World Cup? Only they can say, no, this will be our last World Cup. Yes, you could say in terms of body, physique, and age and whatever, but there's that thing say that people say that it's impossible until someone actually does it, and I think it wouldn't be past them to actually be one of the players to actually say, no, screw it, I'm gonna get there. I'll be one of the players that you see in the World Cup next time around. So yeah, it is a thing of, does Ronaldo help the team in this formation in terms of playing against the very, very best? Does he make it life more difficult? I suppose, because in terms of a striker's one of the main things is to actually close down certain gaps and force certain players into certain positions, so that the midfielders and the defense can actually suffocate the team and actually win the ball over. And I think Ronaldo is obviously not going to be that kind of player. It is a question of can he start? Will he start? I don't actually think so. I think Ramos will probably start for Portugal, and then we should see Ronaldo come off the bench. I think that would be the best thing for him, knowing that he's able to play at his highest level, while all the other players are actually dropping levels, going into the later stages of the game. But we'll soon see what happens, what transpires from that. In terms of the team, I think the team is very, very good enough in terms of getting the result against Nigeria. If we look at the quality that we have, we should be able to do a job. I mean, for every position we have another player that can actually compete in that level, if not compete to the same level, if not better. So we definitely have a very, very good squad going into this tournament, and we should be able to go past teams. We should not be the old Portugal of late, where we would wait for the next rounds or the quarterfinals or the semis to actually start playing serious. The normal Portugal that we know would actually start losing from these games and just make it to the group stages, or out of the group stages into the quarterfinals, and then actually start playing decent and actually taking things seriously. Hopefully we don't do that. Hopefully we actually are able to show what we made of from the get-go. I am surprised about our last game against Chile. I wasn't able to make a video on that game, where it was 2 red cards in that game with Rafael and another Chile player, and then we'll end up getting the winner at the end. It is ironic that Ronaldo ended up not being in the team in order to get the win or the goals, but it is what it is. It's just a perspective, not to say that it is going to guarantee to be the case that it's actually him. So we could look at it. We could have a look at the game that's going to be played against with Nigeria, and the game after that, and actually focus on that and actually see if that is actually a true talking point. But personally, I don't think so. I think it's just a coincidence for now, at least, what actually been happening between Ronaldo and the fans. So obviously, if we take a look at Nigeria's perspective with Alex Iwobi, Iwobi prepares to make his 100th appearance for Nigeria. Him obviously saying that he does not regret being part of the Nigerian squad compared to England. It is a question. Let me know down below what you guys think. But do you think Alex Iwobi actually gets a chance in the England squad? Does he actually ever play? Would he have ever played had he chosen the England squad? I think he's a decent player. I think to an extent he would have. I think he probably would have been very, very good player to actually play, especially in this Tuchel Tuchel team where you have two camps. I think Iwobi is a very is very big in terms of he's able to hold his own. He's able to go past midfielders and defense. Even though they're actually going across him and actually trying to get more of the ball, I think he's able to hold off other defense, the opposition. But I think also he's able to have enough pace as well to actually get past them. So I think he would be a decent midfield at that. But I suppose he's decent. He's not like the proper tier level. Obviously, we all know this. Hasn't lit the world up, but he's done as a very good job for his career, and for Fulham and for Nigeria as well. So I suppose it is a good thing to see that it is another thing of a full circle effect where not everyone can be in the best team, and it actually is a good thing because then you're able to actually share the quality around you and actually make other teams good as well, and actually have them challenge another good squad as well to make them even better. So I think in a way it's a good thing that some players actually see the difficulty, I suppose, in terms of getting into different teams and different nations. And I think it's a good thing where we get to see different teams actually have the opportunity to fold new and different players in their teams. And then we also saw a quote from Ruben Diaz, who has been speaking to the press, saying about Portugal humble but more ambitious than ever ahead of the World Cup. So that's a very good thing to hear. And obviously they should be. They ranked, I think Portugal ranked 5th in the world, just behind England. So we do know that we have some form of quality around us to actually be in the conversation at least. And then if we look at some form, obviously Portugal have lost one, drawn one, and then won 3, whereas Nigeria haven't lost a single game. They actually are unbeaten in the last 5 games. So that's, to an extent, that's some good form going into it. And it will be an opportunity where they can say, no, we've been doing good recently. Let's continue this and actually give a surprise to Portugal on our last game before going into the World Cup. And then obviously I was very surprised to see that that Portugal are in terms of the not to say that I look at these things in terms of that perspective, but it was very surprising that for them to say, or the supercomputer to actually say that Portugal have a 7% chance of winning the World Cup. I mean, that's a very low statistic from a computer and from anyone in general. I don't think you could actually weigh it that low. That there's other good teams in the World Cup, the likes of France, the likes of probably people are saying the Netherlands. People are saying maybe a small chance is also Argentina. There's a small chance people saying Spain as well. So there's a few teams in there that actually break up the 100% and actually divide it. I mean, if you look at 4 teams, that's really 25% each. But I'm still quite surprised that it's so low in terms of 7% for Portugal going into this World Cup. Let me know down below what you guys think. Which team is your highly rated in terms of who do you think has the best chance of actually winning it? Most people would probably say France, maybe with, who knows, 80% maybe. And then they divide the last 20% by the last couple of teams, maybe, possibly. But even France, I saw they lost lineup in terms of Dembele, Doué, Mbappe, and some other players that were in the team. It didn't look, obviously it's a warm-up game, not to say that they fielded their best team, but I'm not really scared of France anymore. I once was. The likes of, they had very good players back in the day, but right now I'm not really scared. I know they have a good general team, but I think any team could actually hurt them. And then if you look at the last game, the last result from Portugal and Nigeria was in 2022, the 17th of November. Portugal won 4-0. It would be a thing of, can Portugal do it again? Can they actually win so comfortably? I don't think so. I think Nigeria can actually give them a task and make it difficult for Portugal. I do see it probably winning maybe 3-1, 2-1, I think, at that. But I don't see it actually being a thrashing like it once was. Let me know down below what you guys' score predictions will be for this game. So yeah, guys, this is my preview to Portugal versus Nigeria. It was a very, very good game to see where both teams are, and actually one of the last games to actually prepare and actually see what the teams do. Do they actually probably prepare? Do they actually go and take more risks? Do they actually do something crazy, or do they actually say, no, now is the last game, we actually have to have some form, and actually let's start it now against Portugal, or vice versa against Nigeria, and actually let's get some basics done. Let's actually get the easy things done correctly, and actually let's start a winning streak and actually start winning some games before the tournament actually commences. So yeah, guys, let me know down below what you guys think. Going closer to the World Cup, the start of it, who do you think will actually win? What are your thoughts on Ronaldo starting for Portugal? What are your thoughts on people saying about the likes of Neymar, the likes of Ronaldo, the likes of Messi, the likes of Modric, them obviously having their last last World Cup? What are your thoughts? It is probably harsh to actually realize and actually take in. I mean, these are very good players, like the likes of also Son and Casemiro. Probably they could also be their last tournament as well. It would be very harsh and will probably be very, very emotional for most of these players going into this World Cup. So yeah, guys, this is my preview. Let me know down below what you guys think. Please comment down below, and peace.